topics in this orientation come directly from the PLS Health and Safety Handbook. This orientation is not a substitution for reading the handbook, which is required. To help ensure your successful introduction into the PLS family, the following is an orientation on PLS's policies, procedures, and safety requirements. Your start date or hire date is your first day of work for pay in the field. Highlighted information is related to questions from the PLS Orientation Recap Quiz, which should be taken immediately following this orientation. By now, you should have received an offer from your PLS hiring manager, along with the starting base wage. If you have not agreed upon a starting base wage and accepted an offer, please stop the orientation and do so now. Merit wage increases are done annually based upon your hire date. Merit increases are determined by attendance and performance evaluations from your supervisors. After each assignment, your supervisor will be sent a performance evaluation survey electronically. Make sure to let your supervisor know that they will receive an evaluation shortly after your assignment and encourage them to complete it. This is how you get raises, so speak up. Time cards should be turned in immediately following the end of your shift at the end of the work week. The due date is every Monday by 8 a.m. You are paid weekly on Fridays. Time cards can be hand-delivered, emailed, sent by text, or faxed. Most pros use a smartphone to text their time card to timecard@pls.co. Always verify your time card was received. Time cards received after the due date will be paid the following pay period. Your weekly paycheck is calculated from the information on your time card. Incomplete, inaccurate, or ineligible information may cause a delay in the paycheck processing and writing of your check. Please be as accurate as possible when filling out your time card. All pros are expected to complete any job assignment they accept at the agreed upon dispatch wage and per diem. Do not accept an assignment until you've received all dispatch information in the form of hard copy, email, fax, or text. It is your responsibility to understand all costs associated with an assignment, such as travel, fuel, hotel, etc. Also understand, PLS has no control over the length of each assignment. You must always maintain the following: an accessible telephone, reliable transportation, a valid driver's license. Please notify PLS if any of these conditions change. Call the PLS office immediately after an assignment ends. Even if you have notified the account manager, you should still call and notify your local PLS office immediately. Account managers typically spend the majority of their day in the field and may not have access to a computer. Failure to call could result in loss of wages. Call the PLS office immediately if you're moved to a different project with the same client. PLS audits every job site to ensure it is safe to work on. We can't audit a site we don't know about. If you work for a local office, the following applies to you. Your local work territory is 60 highway miles from your residence. If you are offered an assignment within your local work territory, you are expected to accept it. We may ask you to work outside of your local work territory, but you are not required to accept the assignment. We typically increase your hourly rate to compensate for the additional time and drive. It is PLS's policy to pay per diem for pros that travel for work. Per diem is paid to pros who travel to an assignment where an overnight stay is required and the assignment is over 60 highway miles from your residence. Per diem is paid for days worked. If you accept per diem that you do not earn, the per diem will be withheld from your first available paycheck. Example, you are advanced 5 days of per diem on Monday, but you only work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You did not earn the per diem for Thursday and Friday, so that amount would be withheld. Vacation pay. PLS offers a paid time off or PTO program. PLS offers a week, 40 hours, of vacation after working 2,000 hours, which is typically a year. If you work a lot of overtime, you will earn your vacation earlier. There is no waiting period to start accruing time for vacation. Your time for vacation starts accruing upon your start date. PLS loves referrals. If you refer someone and we hire them, you will receive a $50 referral bonus on or after their first day of work. Your referral must put your name down on their application in the field labeled, "How did you hear of this opening?" for you to qualify. At certain times, PLS will run higher referral bonuses for specialty trades, such as electricians. These are sent out by mass text and email. Please keep your eyes open to take advantage of these opportunities. PLS has a strict drug and alcohol testing policy. PLS will test for drugs and/or alcohol under the following circumstances. Pre-employment. You have already completed this, or you wouldn't be here. Post-accident. Immediately following any work-related accident, injury, or illness, you are required to complete a drug and alcohol test within 8 hours. Other tests would fall under the PLS random testing program or reasonable suspicion. Hey guys, I wanted to go ahead and pause right here in the orientation for a minute and just kind of talk to you about drug testing. Why do companies drug test? Why does PLS drug test? Well, we drug test for you, to keep you safe. Just think about it. You have a family. I don't know. You have a mother, father, maybe brother, sister, possibly a wife, husband, children. You want to get back home to them every day. You want to be able to see them again. Well, if there was no drug testing in the workplace, that would be a very difficult task to accomplish. Construction's dangerous, guys. It's even more dangerous if you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So you've made it this far in the orientation. Obviously, you've passed your first drug test. You know, if there's any reason ever that you couldn't pass another one, let us know. You know, we would rather have you alive and safe than the alternative. So think about that. Think about your friends and family, your loved ones, whenever you go to make your choices from here on out. Thanks. PLS has zero tolerance for drug and alcohol abuse. If you are caught under the influence while working, you will be terminated. PLS accident procedure. If you are ever involved in a work-related accident, injury, illness, or near miss, you must report it immediately by calling the PLS Safety Hotline. The PLS Safety Hotline number is 855-PLS-SAFE. You will receive a wallet card in your orientation packet that has this information on it. PLS Accident Procedure. Please review your PLS Incident Procedure card at this time. We understand that incidents can be uncomfortable and emotional. In the event that you are ever involved in an incident, remember you have the card. A near miss is a leading indicator that an accident could have happened. Why should you report near miss accidents? If we don't know about the near miss, we cannot correct the hazard. Why should you report non-serious or first aid only incidents? To protect your rights. Non-serious or first aid only incidents could develop into more serious, unanticipated medical issues such as cuts get infected and strains end up being tears. Reporting a non-serious incident does not waive your right to future medical treatment. If you are involved in a life-threatening accident, injury, or illness, call 911 immediately. If you are involved in an accident, injury, or illness that you think may be life-threatening, call 911 immediately. If you are involved in a non-life-threatening accident, injury, or illness, you need to do the following. Along with reporting the incident to PLS by calling 855-PLS-SAFE, you need to notify your supervisor. You need to seek first aid, stop the bleeding, ease the pain, elevate, ice, etc. What is a non-life-threatening accident, injury, or illness? Cuts and punctures are examples, as well as broken bones, sprains, and strains. Non-life-threatening injuries can be very painful and uncomfortable. We understand this. When you call the safety hotline, alarms are sounded at the PLS office. What should you not do during a non-life-threatening accident, injury, or illness? Seek treatment without speaking to the PLS safety manager is first, or go to the ER. That is second. For every project we work on, we have designated occupational medical facilities already selected to treat work-related injuries. The ER will treat the pain and stop the bleeding, but most of the time they will not specify any restrictions or a return-to-work plan that an occupational doctor specializes in. Visiting the ER typically means you failed to report the incident, resulting in disciplinary action. It adds additional costs that could have been invested in making the construction industry a safer place. It could delay your return to work until evaluated by the occupational doctor and possibly lost wages. If you are ever injured and placed on restrictions, PLS can accommodate you. You have our promise that you will not lose any wages, and your wages will not go down. As long as you have followed the reporting policies and procedures, you can be sure of this. Hey guys, I am stopping the video again right here. I wanted to talk to you about housekeeping. You know, poor housekeeping is a contributor to number one cause of injuries on job sites. Any of you have children? I'm sure if you do, they have Legos. You ever walked into their room, or heck, even across the living room after waking up in the morning, bare feet, stepped on a Lego? Sucks. Got 3 kids myself, and a lot of Legos. Housekeeping's important on a job site. Imagine if you're out there and that's not a Lego, it's a nail. Or if you trip over that cord, fall in that hole. Somebody else does. It's not worth it. Make sure you keep your sites picked up, your work area clean. Every 20 minutes, stop. Take 20 seconds and look around. 20 feet in every direction. Make sure your work area is clean of obstructions. And if it's not, pick it up. Even if it's not yours, pick it up. Just make sure everybody out there is safe and gets home safely. The same manner or better than you showed up in. It's not too much to ask. Enables you to keep providing and supporting for your family. Enables others to do the same. It's what we all want. So take a minute, think about housekeeping. Whenever you're out there, remember, every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds. Stop and look around. 20 feet. Make sure your work area is clean. Thanks. PLS has a standard of conduct policy. We want you to act like a professional. The following is a list of unprofessional behavior that may lead to disciplinary actions. Not following safety policies and procedures. Standing around or waiting for a task. Leaving the job site without authorization. Poor housekeeping. Poor hygiene. Wearing unprofessional or inappropriate clothing at work. Being disrespectful to coworkers and or clients. Personal calls during work. This is unproductive and unsafe. Taking pictures on site without authorization. Discussing your wage with coworkers. Because PLS typically pays more per hour, it is not unusual for our pros to make more than the client's employees. This can cause animosity and headaches for the client, leading to the release of all PLS pros on site. Arriving late, leaving early or long breaks. Failing to report to work. You are expected to be to work on time every day. On time for PLS means early. You have a right to a safe working environment. You have a responsibility to report unsafe acts, behaviors, conditions. We can't correct what we don't know. The JSA is the foundation of the PLS safety culture. We are passionate about the JSA process because it's proven to prevent accidents. We firmly believe your future is our future, and we want to protect it. Because of this, your JSA is a condition of employment. Blank JSA forms can be found online at pls.co/university or in the PLS office. JSAs are turned in weekly with your time card. They are handwritten, filled out in your work area, on your person, and readily available at all times. PLS has a JSA incentive program. Pros who excel at following the JSA policy and procedure will qualify for cash incentives. Special consideration will be given to those pros who can note the PLS safety message on their JSA. Hey guys, stopping the video again. Wanted to talk to you about the JSA form, what it's used for, its purpose. It's important that you properly fill out your JSA form. So important that it's a condition of employment with us. So if you don't know what a JSA form is at this point, if you don't know how to properly fill one out, I want you to stop the video. I want you to hit pause. I want you to call your hiring manager right now and ask them about it. The JSA is a condition of employment at PLS, so you have to know how to fill that out. If you don't fill it out, if you don't submit it every week and it's not done properly, if you don't follow the JSA, you're going to lose your job. That's not a good thing. So I want you to stop right now and think, do I really know what this form is? Do I really know what it does? Do I know about this tool, how I'm supposed to use it? And if you can't answer all those questions confidently, yes, stop, call your hiring manager. If he's in the other room, walk in there and see him and say, explain this to me, teach me, I need to know. It's important that you work safely. The JSA is the first tool. It's first in line to preventing accidents. It's proven. So know it. Follow it correctly. And again, I'm going to say it again. If you're not sure, if you don't know, stop the video right now and contact your hiring manager. No excuses from this point on. That you weren't sure, that you didn't know how, you didn't know where to get more of them. Talk to your hiring manager now. It's that important to us. Thanks, guys. I know that you will. I know that you'll fill them out. I know that you're going to work safe. Please help us make the construction industry a safer place for everybody. Thank you. At PLS, we have the 3 P's to preventing accidents. What are the 3 P's, you ask? They are safe pros, safe projects, and safe partners. Safe pros means that safety starts with you. Safe project means that we audit every site for hazards to ensure your safety. And safe partners means that we qualify each company that we partner with to ensure that they share the same culture that we do. At PLS, it is our collective goal to eliminate all injuries, occupational illnesses, unsafe practices, and incidents of harm from our assignments. We believe that our work is never so urgent or important that we cannot take time to do it safely. The PLS 4 values, safety, family, quality, and integrity, inspire all our actions and confirm that safety is core to how we work and operate. PLS has a life-saving policy. This means never do anything that is unsafe in order to get the job done. If a job is unsafe, report it to your supervisor or foreman. We will find a safer way to do that job. Do not remove or disable any safety device. Keep all guards in place at all times. Never operate a piece of equipment unless you have been trained and are authorized. Use your PPE at all times. Hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, and boots. Obey all safety warning signs. Working under the influence of alcohol or illegal drugs or using them at work is prohibited. Do not bring firearms or explosives. onto company property. Horseplay, running, and fighting are prohibited. Clean up spills immediately. Good housekeeping helps prevent accidents. PLS offers two types of PPE. Standard PPE, such as hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, hearing protection, and high-vis wear. PLS promises to always keep supplied and issued as needed. We also offer job-specific equipment, such as harness and lanyard. These are company property and must be returned to PLS after your assignment ends. Standard PPE will be issued when you fill out your new hire paperwork. As your standard PPE reaches the end of its life cycle and becomes compromised, just return it to the office for a replacement. If your standard PPE is ever compromised, you must notify PLS immediately and remove the PPE from service. You may also use your own standard PPE, as long as it meets the ANSI standard. PLS is not required to reimburse you for any damaged PPE that is owned by yourself. PLS will supply any job-specific equipment that is required. Job-specific equipment comes with additional responsibility. When your assignment ends, your job-specific PPE is to be returned so it can be inspected by a PLS representative. If you do not return your job-specific equipment after your assignment, the value of the job-specific equipment will be withheld from your paycheck until the equipment is returned. If your job-specific equipment is ever compromised, you must notify PLS immediately and remove the PPE from service. Pros have 2 days after being released from an assignment to return job-specific equipment. There are 3 ways to return job-specific equipment. You can hand-deliver the job-specific equipment to your account manager. You can return it to any PLS office, or you can return it using the United States Postal Service. Once the job-specific equipment is shipped with a tracking number, it is considered returned. How not to return JSE. Pros cannot return job-specific equipment to another pro, to a client, a supervisor, or just leave it on site after being released. You must have tools prior to your first day of work. You are required to bring tools to every assignment, every day, in safe working condition, unless notified differently in writing from a PLS account manager or supervisor. You acknowledge that you have received a copy of a required tool list as part of your orientation packet. If you have not received this list, stop and ask your hiring manager to provide it to you now. PLS requires a hard hat, safety glasses, gloves, and boots at all working times. You must supply your own steel-toed boots. This includes walking off the site, working outside with no overhead work, working inside at the punch-out stage. Only exceptions are for office and break areas. Hearing protection, earplugs, or earmuffs must be used in high-noise area. As a general rule, hearing protection is recommended if a nearby person needs to speak louder in order for you to hear them. Pros with prescription glasses have 3 options. Can wear prescription glasses and wear large over-the-glasses, wrap-around style safety glasses. Wear contact lenses, unless working in chemicals or in steam, and wear a PLS supplied safety glasses over them. Purchase prescription safety glasses. PLS will reimburse you up to $75 for the cost of prescription safety glasses. Wearing non-safety prescription glasses is never allowed. PLS has general safe working practices. Do not attempt to lift or push objects that may be too heavy or bulky. Ask for help when the load is too heavy or awkward to be lifted safely. Any object weighing greater than 50 pounds must be team lifted or lifted with the use of a mechanical lift. Do not use tools with split, broken, or loose handles, or bird or mushroomed heads. Keep cutting tools sharp and carry all tools in a container. Know the correct use of hand and power tools. Use the right tool for the job. PLS requires some type of fall protection when working at 6 feet or above. Examples would be harness and lanyard, covers, or guardrails. Slips, trips, and falls are one of OSHA's Focus 4 hazards. One of the most frequently reported injuries, 25% of all reported claims per year. Over 17% of all disabling occupational injuries result from falls. Be sure to keep your work area clean. Electrocution is one of OSHA's Focus 4 hazards. Data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics show that electrocution is the fourth leading cause of death in construction, after falls, transportation industries, and being struck by. Electrical hazards can cause burns, shock, and death. What should we look for? Damaged equipment, faulty wiring, improper cord use, no GFI, wet conditions, potential arc flash areas, tools that aren't double insulated, damage to tools and cords, incorrect cords, tools used improperly are just a few. How to eliminate electrical hazards? At PLS, we never work on hot or energized equipment and always follow all LOTO procedures. Know the lingo. HAZCOM is hazard communication. MSDS stands for Material Safety Data Sheet. GHS represents Global Harmonized System. Know if hazardous materials are on your site, and if so, where the MSDS is located. As general safe working practices with ladders, be sure to inspect before use. Do not use ladders for any purpose other than climbing. Only one person is allowed on a ladder at a time. The rungs of the ladder must be free of grease and/or oil. Do not exceed the maximum load rating of a ladder. Be aware of the ladder's load rating and the weight it is supporting, including the weight of any tools or equipment. Always maintain a 3-point, 2 hands and a foot, or 2 feet and a hand control on the ladder when climbing. Keep your body near the middle of the step. For instance, your belt buckle should never exceed the vertical member of the ladder. All straight or extension ladders must extend at least 3 feet beyond the supporting object when used as an access to elevated work area. The proper angle for setting up a ladder is to place its base a quarter of the working length from the ladder from the wall or other vertical surface.
Hey, Lucky.
Yeah.
I need you to get the nail gun off the roof.
All right, no probs.
You know what you're doing with the ladder, right?
Yeah.
And get the big ladder.
How many mothers do I need?
He was such a know-it-all. You could never tell him anything. Look, it's tough. It's tough getting people who know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, they're working. But he was a good kid. He tried.
Always place the ladder 1 foot out for every 4 up. Make sure the ladder extends 3 feet above the top and tie it off. You're a pro. There's always time to do it right.
Please see this diagram to explain the 4-to-1 ratio of properly setting up an extension ladder. General safe working practices, machinery, equipment, and power tools. PLS's policy is no training, no operate. Only properly trained and certified professionals shall operate machinery or equipment. If you are required to operate a piece of equipment for a particular assignment, PLS will arrange for you to be trained. Example, if you grew up on a farm driving a Bobcat and now work for PLS, you cannot operate a Bobcat until you have been certified in the operation of the said equipment. When working from scaffold, be sure you know who erected and inspected your scaffolding. Was it a competent person? OSHA's definition of competent person is one who is capable of identifying existing and predictable hazards in the surroundings or working conditions which are unsanitary, hazardous, or dangerous to employees, and who has authorization to take prompt corrective measures to eliminate them. PLS has a safety disciplinary policy. To summarize, PLS has a 3 strikes and you're out: verbal, written, and then termination. Example violations include failure to wear PPE, failure to complete the JSA. If you ever put yourself or another person's life at risk, it will result in immediate termination. Know your first aid and emergency response plan. Each client is required to maintain a complete first aid kit, which is kept in accessible locations. For each assignment or job site, you are required to know and be familiar with the emergency evacuation plan and the location of where the first aid kits are kept and maintained. Also be aware of fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, hazardous materials, MSD sheets. If you do not know, be sure to ask. Success within construction is obtainable. Every assignment is an opportunity to create your own job security and success. PLS maximizes that opportunity by partnering with the best, safest companies in the industry. Leaving a good impression is easy. Here's how. Know your role. PLS pros are the special ops on a construction job site. We are a very needed, trained team of skilled craftsmen designed to mobilize on a project on short notice. Complete the assignment with little to no management from the client company. Supervisory? Yes. Management? No. We get in, we get the job done, and we get out and move on to the next assignment. PLS pros work safe. They show up to work on time every day. And by on time at PLS, that means early. PLS pros don't stand around. Remember that deciding not to go to work won't fix your financial situation or fix your broken relationship, and definitely will not fix your broken truck. Do what you have to do to get to work every day. PLS offers medical benefits for all its pros. Please refer to your Employee Benefits Enrollment Guide for complete details and cost. PLS covers 40% of your employee-only cost. You have 60 days from your first date of work to sign up for healthcare benefits. If you don't enroll now, you must wait until the next open season or qualifying event to enroll. You must select one of the options on the Medical Benefits Offer form. Please see that you do that now. The goal of PLS is to bring together safety-minded individuals who, by safely working together as a team, can exceed expectations and reach previously unattained goals. PLS believes that each pro contributes directly to the PLS safety culture, as well as the success and growth of the company. The PSA establishes your commitment to the PLS safety policies and procedures regarding safety, performance, and reliability. By signing the Pro Health and Safety Handbook forms, you acknowledge that we have given you a copy of the PLS Professional Health and Safety Handbook, that you understand that we have just reviewed its contents, and that you understand that you must read and follow the handbook. Your orientation packet includes the following: PLS Incident Procedure Card. Keep this, along with your OSHA 10 or better, on your person at all working times. For travelers, you may also be required to carry work-related certifications such as NCCER, TWIC, weld certifications, or etc. If any of your cards become lost or damaged, please contact the office. PLS Professional Health and Safety Handbook, blank time cards and JSAs, Blank forms can be found in the PLS office or online at pls.co/university. E-access instructions. PLS does not mail pay stubs. Pay stubs can be found online by following the e-access instructions. Healthcare enrollment guide includes cost and coverage details. Healthcare MVP enrollment form must be complete and submit this form within 60 days of your hire date. ComData card. JSA policies and procedures. The JSA incentive program. You should have completed the following by now: payroll authorization form, tax forms, I-9, and equipment agreement. If you have not done so, please stop and do so immediately. Please go to pls.co/university to complete your orientation recap quiz. You will need a 100% to pass. You will not be contacted with dispatch details until all your PLS safety training is complete: JSA, GHS, ladders, and fall protection. If you have any questions, please contact your hiring manager.